So welcome back to the Aurora Restoration Project. In this video we have three segments this time. Number one, we're opening up a door on board the Aurora that hasn't been opened probably since the 90s with Gemma Robins from Ship Happens. If you haven't gone to that channel and checked it out, do yourself a favor and watch it, because they're about 58 episodes in right now, and it's a terrific progress on an old boat to watch, and it's by far my favorite channel. The second segment is a little bit more history on the ship, and I'm going to give you from, I don't know, 1967 to the 1970s. And then I'm going to show you a project that I actually worked on with some of my crew members and good friends. And this was one of the passageways on the A deck, and we have another one still to do, but you're gonna see what a pain it was, and I really hope you enjoy watching the whole thing. So if you're enjoying watching me and my crew work on this big crazy project, please like, subscribe, and share. And also check out our Patreon page. I think you're gonna like it. Here you're going to be able to see some of the projects that we have on the back burner, some of the things that are currently going on. You're going to be able to watch some of our YouTube videos days earlier than we generally publish them. And we're going to have merchandise that we only share with the Patreon subscribers. So check it out, join, and it's a great way to support us, and we greatly appreciate it. So enjoy the video. So I'm Chris Wilson with the Aurora Restoration Project, and I'm with Gemma. So my name's Chris Wilson. I'm with the Aurora Restoration Project, and I'm with Gemma Robins of Ship Happens. And she flew clear out here to California to check out the Aurora and help work on it for a week. And one of the things that I actually brought to her attention while our hours and hours of conversation is that I have 65 cabins forward on this ship, but one of them has been locked since I've gotten the ship clear back in 2008, and I'm sure it's been locked for many, many years before that.
So I said to him, how can you not open a door on your ship? I've only known about it for 10 minutes, and I'm like, right, we've got to see what's behind the door. This is the unknown. What happens with the bodies?
There could be anything behind this door. We don't know. I mean, we don't know. I've never opened it, and I've always kind of had a little bit of taboo about opening it. You know, like what are we gonna find in there?
So I've made him go and get a drill, and I've said I can't go home until I've seen what's behind the door. So this is, there could be anything. There could be gold bars, money, dead bodies, spiders.
Yeah, are we sure we want to do this?
I don't know. I feel nervous. I feel genuinely like, ooh, what is it?
Like, I've found some pretty awful stuff on board, and I don't have a clue what's in here.
I think we need to do it. I just think we need to open it. Are you ready?
No, but let's do it anyway.
Fingers crossed. I'm hoping for treasure. Let's do it. What is behind door 307? Come on.
Kind of feel like you know, we're in the Shining movie or something, but you know, we have a door to unlock. So I guess
just do it. I am really excited.
More excited than I am. I'm a little bit
I'm nervous. My heart's like going a little bit.
very strong door handle. I think we got it.
Are we in?
I think we're in.
I'm scared.
Oh, we're not in.
Oh, my heart.
Sorry. There's the whole handle. Ooh, and it's a heavy duty one too. Boy. So I should be able to just turn this and go in, but it's not easy.
I really need to see what's behind this door. My heart's like going. I'm like, with the adrenaline of what could be behind the door.
Actually, these rooms actually smell pretty good. They don't look.
It's because this door is down in the single ladies only. No men are allowed. So I thought it'd be clean down here. So it's like it is locked from the inside. So we're gonna go and get some more tools and find out what's behind this door. I'm quite nervous now.
Pull these guys out, and we're in.
Ooh, we are in. Are you ready for this, Chris?
No.
Are you ready for this? My heart is in my mouth. Right, we just better go for it. I'm gonna let you go first though.
Shit. Okay, here goes. Oh.
Oh, that was very anticlimactic, wasn't it?
Oh, let's see. Nothing. Oh, hey, I can't say nothing. Look at that wrapping paper.
Oh.
Huh?
Gin loves that.
That's, I mean, gold reindeer.
Gold reindeer. And a hanger.
And a hanger, yeah.
Okay. And then what we got? There's nothing in the top locker. We got some net curtains and a cloth.
A box of soap. You know what I'm curious about? Oh, here's another locker. What could it be? There are things in this locker.
Are there? Let me see. Oh. Life jackets.
And more wrapping paper. And a note.
A note. Departure guidelines. Bring one duffel bag, pillow and sleeping bag Thursday to the Fellowship Hall, Churchyard by 5 PM on Thursday. Wow. You'll be responsible for 3 fast food meals during our travel to and from LA. You may also need dollars for snacks and souvenirs in Disneyland.
Oh,
We'll return to the churchyard on Thursday 4/20 at around 5 PM. It'd be really interesting if this had a date on it from what year it was, wouldn't it?
It would be very interesting. You know, the window in here is locked. So nobody's
jumped out the window.
Nobody's jumped out the window. So unless there's somebody hiding under the bed.
Oh, hold on. Oh, speaking of under the bed.
Oh.
No.
Well, we didn't do too much damage to the door.
Hold on, I think you should look under the mattress. Go on, you lift it up. No, nothing.
Nothing under the mattress.
But check this one.
Nothing good under the mattress. You know, surprisingly, for a room that probably hasn't had the door open since probably the 1990s, it's actually in pretty good condition.
Yeah. And it's like not really that dusty. And there's no spider webs.
No, it's like a time capsule. It's been sealed. What an, kind of an amazing little thing is 1997.
Ah, 97.
When it was the MV Faithful.
So we didn't find anything interesting, but it's for me personally, it's really cool that Chris has had the boat since 2008 and he's never seen inside this room, and we did it together.
Yeah, it's a huge boat, so imagine that there's some other areas that I probably haven't seen also.
Wow.
So
we did it. We got inside the room. Nothing really exciting inside. Didn't find me treasure. We did
find this. At least whoever it was clean.
Yes. There you go. Minty flavoured deodorant soap. So it's a shame there's nothing in the box. It's just an empty box. But thank you for letting me be part of this.
Oh, it was a fun expedition.
It was. Are you retired now after trying that? That was a hard door to get through, wasn't it?
It was concerning also. I thought something else was going to be behind there. Like not something spooky, but
something dead.
Yeah, something.
Someone didn't make it off the ship. Yeah. Oh well. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Bye for now.
In 1960, the Wapen von Hamburg would be sold to Greek entities and converted from a luxury passenger ferry to become one of the most loved and luxurious pocket cruise ships to ever serve the Greek islands. It was in 1963 that she was chosen to be used as the Spectre headquarters in the second James Bond 007 installment, From Russia with Love. She was a small but yet intimate ship hosting 130 passenger cabins in 3 classes. During her time in Greece, she required a crew of over 30. Service aboard was no less than the finest available. From 1967 to 1970, she would serve as the Polar Star, one of the first pocket cruise ships to tour the Inside Passage. During her time on the Pacific Ocean, she would take on a cruise director by the name of Geraldine Saunders. Miss Saunders would later write a book about her experiences aboard named Love Boats. Her book was the inspiration and the basis for one of the most watched television shows of all time, The Love Boat. The Aurora today is considered to be the last remaining love boat. As time progressed, the history of this fine ship would get a lot more interesting. From 1970 to 1972, she would serve as the Pacific Star and would be a pioneering cruise ship to the Tahitian Islands. This was the start of the Tahiti Sea Venture. In my next video, I'll continue this history and talk about her next adventure as the Xanadu. Over her years of neglect, these passageways would take a beating from the leaks in the decks above, and it really didn't treat them very well. You could see that the water intrusion just completely destroyed a lot of the walls, and it destroyed the floor, and it actually started to go underneath the concrete on the floor. If I was to resurrect these passageways, I would have to tear everything out from the ground up that was damaged by the water. And there was quite a bit that was damaged. So the first phase, we had to remove all of the old concrete, and that was not a fun task. putting the new concrete in was very satisfying, but it still was a lot of work and 40 bags of concrete. So the next steps were to remove all of the wood on the walls. But at first I tried to save what I could, but it was just too far gone, and the wood was just so stained and damaged that, it really had to come up. I actually tried putting some oil on part of it to see if it would look tolerable, but no, it was just too far gone and we needed to put new in. The fire doors were in pretty good shape, but the door jambs were just completely destroyed. The upper parts of the door jamb looked to be in pretty good shape still, but the lowers were in bad shape, and I had a choice at this time. I could either, buy new fire doors at who knows what cost, or I could just rebuild these. And really, I don't think it was that much work to, do the rebuild. I just needed to cut out metal and weld in new metal. And that's exactly what I did, and it turned out fantastic. The doors worked out fine, and now they close like they were new doors. Some of the walls in this passageway were pretty water damaged and warped. I didn't really want to reuse them because I wanted the hallway to look fantastic when it was done, and I know if I kept the warps there, it would be very noticeable. So I went on a mission to buy some marine grade 3/4 inch ply, and I replaced some sections of the walls, and really it turned out fantastic. It was flush, and I couldn't have asked for better results. The more time I spent working on this hallway, the more I actually could see the past. I could see what this hallway would have looked like, in the 1950s and the 1960s. I wanted nothing more than to see this come back, but we had a long way to go before this hallway would look new again. The next phase of this rebuild would require a lot of hardwood, so we went to the local hardwood store and bought a ton of marine grade oak plywood, and this is what we were going to do the walls with. The next phase was, of course, putting the lacquer on, and we wanted 3 coats of lacquer on each one of these pieces of plywood before we cut them, before we did anything to them. And 3 coats actually made them very shiny. But I think once we put them on, it's going to be more layers of lacquer. One of the most satisfying jobs is actually cutting the wood, trying to make it perfect. And the hallways really started to take form, but putting the wood on the side when they were glued, this was the technique that I actually came up with. Looks like hell, but it worked great. Yeah, the fire extinguisher holders, I decided to go with a blue on these guys rather than the red. And we went with more of an elaborate trim and did it gold and brown. And it actually turned out looking terrific, but it was a pain in the ass trying to get all of the, the tape just right. We really fought with that. And now I'm on to the Italian woven silk wallpaper. This is what I intended to use, and I already had some rolls kicking around on the ship, so I had enough to do both hallways. This stuff didn't cut easy. It really needed a sharp pair of scissors. Kind of a satisfying job. I really enjoyed gluing this stuff up and trying to get it right, but I'm not a wallpaper guy. I know that there's people that know way better ways to do this, and if you're a wallpaper expert, don't judge me because I've never done, wallpaper before. This is kind of the first. The hall's really starting to look good right now. And new carpeting. This stuff actually came from Las Vegas. It was casino style carpet, and that's what we would use to actually finish the hallways. This stuff would have been slated for Caesar's Palace, but we wound up with it instead. Now we we put the little slats on, and the slats were just a ton of fun to try to get those things straight. And the door numbers that had been there since probably the 90s, those had to go. These things looked like hell, and they'd been there for so long, and the doors were, they weren't in bad condition, but the paint on them was just so beat up and worn. So I really looked forward to starting in with the doors and sanding them down and putting a new coat of paint on and getting everything done with the gold trim. I think the gold trim was great. And here it is. This is how they turned out. I guess you're gonna have to wait. I hope you enjoyed watching our passageway restoration. Now I gotta go on to the next side and do the same thing, and this took a long time to do, so I don't really look forward to diving into that, but it's gonna look amazing when it's done. And then we're on to the next section to make look brand new. And this is what makes this project amazing, watching the old turn back to new. So keep watching, and this is Earl, by the way, and I hope you liked our video.